G'day cobbers, welcome back to the bush. In this video we'll be checking out how you can drive up a hill, potentially get stuck and do a reverse recovery using the driving through the brakes technique. Don't forget, stick around to the end of the video and we'll show you the importance of using a center differential lock. So how do you do this reverse recovery? I'm glad you asked. So heading up the hill in low range, of course. Second low is always usually pretty good for low range steep hills like this one here, and you get stuck. First thing you need to do is stop and secure your vehicle. Apply the foot brake with the left foot. Once you're stopped, then you need to secure your vehicle by applying the park brake. Now you're secured. You've got two forms of braking working for you. What you do next is your checks. You need to know where your front wheels are pointing. If you don't know where your front wheels are pointing, grab your mate. Say, hey matey, where are my front wheels pointing? You can use the emblem on your steering wheel, but be mindful of the fact you could be a full 360 degrees out. If you're there solo, try and hang your head out the window and check if the leading edge or the trailing edge of the tyre hang out either way, and that'll give you a bit of an indication. Now you're ready to head back down the hill again. Disengage the park brake and then slowly take your foot off the brake until your vehicle starts to make a noise, not actually moving but starts to make a noise, and then freeze your ankle at that point, and then your ankle will be frozen at that point right to the bottom of the hill. Then slowly start applying a little bit of accelerator until you're moving. You're driving through the brakes, you're forcing drive through the brakes, and keep driving until you're right to the bottom of the hill. And then you need to do something different. I think it was Einstein who said the first sign of insanity is to do something twice exactly the same and expect a different outcome. Maybe you need to drop your tyre pressures. Maybe you need to select a different gear. Maybe you need to go around the corner. Now, if you have a modern four-wheel drive, unlike this old battle beast, you might have downhill assist or even crawl control. Read your manual, become familiar with how it works before you get into a situation where you get stuck on a hill like this. Try that from inside the car. Pop your vehicle into second low and we're ready to head up the hill. Let's see if we can get it stuck. And there we go, we're stuck. So now all I have to do is engage the park brake and do our checks while we're stopped and secured. We're still in gear, we've got our foot on the brake, we've got at least one hand on the wheel with our thumbs out, and our park brake's engaged. Make sure you know where your wheels are pointing. Clear the Facebook kiddies from behind. If you need to get someone to give you a hand, get someone to give you a hand. We're ready to head back down the hill again. All we do is pop it into reverse, disengage the park brake very slowly, and then release the pedal pressure from the brake with your left foot until the car is about to move. And there we go. Now use your right foot on the accelerator and accelerate right back down the hill until we're on the flat. We're shooting for about walking pace. You need to hear that engine working. Check your mirrors. And there we are, simple as that. As promised, let's have a look at why you'd lock your center differential off-road. Now you just saw us going up and down the hill without too much bother, but let's try that again with a center differential unlocked. Why do we lock it off-road? I'm glad you asked. That way we have 50% drive to the front of the vehicle and 50% drive to the back with it locked up. And if it's not locked, well, let's check that out. Well, who expected that? We dragged the front wheels locked right from the top straight down to the bottom again. Who wants to lock their center differentials off-road now? I bet you do. Downhill is a very similar technique to uphill, except for this time, obviously you don't have to put it into reverse. So you're heading down the hill and you need to stop. It's usually for fallen timber. All you simply do if you're driving through the brakes is remove your foot from the accelerator and you'll come to a nice progressive stop. Once you're stopped, you need to secure the vehicle. And you do that by simply applying the park brake and putting a little bit more pressure with your left foot onto the brake. No need to put it in park. We don't put vehicles in park on a hill. Okay, now you're stopped and secured. We need to do our checks. Where our wheels are pointing, do we need to get rid of the Facebook kitties who are taking photos? After that's done, we're ready to head off again. Disengage your park brake and then slowly with your left foot, slowly decrease the pressure from the brake pedal until you're about to move, but not actually moving. And then increase the accelerator with the right foot, and then we head right down to the bottom of the hill. Simple as that. Alright, so if we're heading downhill and we need to stop, and we're already driving through the brakes, all we have to do is simply take our foot off the accelerator, come to a nice even progressive stop. Don't put it in park when you're on a hill. We're already in low gear, and engage your park brake. Then you get your passenger out to move your restriction. Whilst you're stopped, you need to do your checks. You need to make sure your wheels are pointing straight. You need to make sure there's no one in front of you. Now when you're ready to head off again, all you simply do is disengage your park brake and then slowly take a little bit of pressure off the brake pedal with your left foot until you hear that grunt, and then we're ready to head off again. Apply a bit of accelerator and progressively head down the hill right to the bottom. And that's it, simple as that. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Now if you didn't like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs down twice. Thanks, I'll see you in the next one.